Yeah. And I'm next. Did you guys like my dance moves? Yeah, what do you think of me? Pretty tough, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a slimy little freak, aren't I? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I got real youth pastor energy, don't I? Yeah. You're all thinking it, but you didn't know. I told you. Praise be to the Lord. Hot little crowd. I got some converts tonight. I'll come out there. My parents, even though I'm 37. Sucks because I always have to lie about the fact that they're not sick, you know? If they are sick, you guys get it. It's like, no, I'm not a loser, I'm taking care of them. The fact is, they're not sick. My dad, he's in the best physical shape of his life, 71 years old, peak physical condition, because he has an autoimmune disorder that he has to take steroids for. So he took advantage, got yoked, built a damn gym in the basement, been punching a punching bag and listening to Motown way too loud, way too late, pissing me off. He's completely changed. You know how humiliating it is to not only be 37 and still live with your parents, but to also know for a fact that your 71-year-old father could beat the shit out of you? And he knows it too. He's been talking that shit. He called me a bitch in the hallway the other day. Walking by each other, he shoulder checked me. And he was like, say something. Say something. Yeah, I fucked your mom last night. I was like, I know you did. I was sleeping between you, remember? You're a nightmare. I had a bad dream. Yoga to deal with my dad, you know? But yoga instructors are weird. They're always sending mixed messages, you know? They're trying to ban me from the studio after she told me to release everything I was holding on to. Why would you? I shit my mat and forgave my dad. That's what he told me. Another instructor, she was like, don't just do the positions like as you've been taught, rename them, express yourself in the positions. So for instance, this is normally called sun salutation. No, to me, I say what this feels like. So to me, this is not sun salutation, it's mommy, mommy, pick me up. Come again, mommy, mommy, pick me up. Why am I paying $20 a class to be told to say something that I already say every single morning to my own mommy? Also, that's not what it's called. It's called uppy, uppy. Dumbass. Dumbass. Just think of it. I do live with my parents, and a guy came up to me after a show once, and he was like, hey man, you gotta move out of your parents' house. And I was like, why don't you mind your own business? And he's like, it is my business, I pay the mortgage. And I was like, fuck you, Dad. Quit hurting Mom at night. Man, you guys are really fun. I bombed so hard last weekend that a guy came up to me after the show and he was like, hey man, it wasn't that bad, it's just really hard to laugh when you're sitting down. I'm sorry, what? Oh really? It's also really hard for you to fuck off while you're still standing right there. So. I bombed so hard I could hear my own armpit sweat. I got back to the hotel and had to mark myself safe on Facebook. It was a bad night. A woman screamed out, poor little thing. Poor. Do you know how confusing it is to be heckled with sympathy? I told my mom, you can't come to my shows anymore, Sheila. You or Dad, you're banned. Where's security, you know? Love Pottstown, never been here before. Beautiful city. Normally doesn't get a huge laugh. No, it is. We toured, we saw the railroad and the graveyard. It's beautiful. Seems like a lovely place to die. That was dark and fun, huh? No, I really do love it here. It's very green. It's very fun. That's not funny. It's nice. It's been nice. Everyone's here. It's been very pleasant. Except for my dumbass sister, who's gonna be sitting next. Just kidding. That was a joke, huh? You guys have an excellent energy. It's strange, but I like it. I like it. Good. You guys have a good Christmas? I wrote this joke 10 months ago. Comedy's hard. Good Christmas. Good. My mom had 39 glasses of wine. She got lit like the tree, and then she proceeded to. She's very proud. We have Leah and I have a 7-year-old niece, and my mom likes to parade her about, show off her intelligence. So Christmas Eve, she was showing her about. She was like, "Hey Emily, why don't you tell your Uncle Andrew what you learned in school this week about 9/11?" I'm sorry. What? Cell phones away? I'm listening. My 7-year-old niece proceeds to retell me the story of 9/11 as told to her by her elementary school teacher. And as you can imagine, stories told by children are long. They're often boring or rambling, a lot of details that don't really add up or make sense. So she fires away into the story and she's like, "Uncle Andrew was a bad man. And he hated freedom. And he was bad because Mrs. Smith said he was bad. He was a bad man. And then he went, and then because he was bad, and then he went, and then because Mrs. Smith said he hated freedom, and then he went because he was bad, and then it was an inside job perpetuated by Bush administration, and then he went, and it was like, hold on. You're gonna have to back up to that last part. But thus began the Rudick family tradition, the yearly retelling of 9/11 by a child. You guys know the story, I don't need it. I got a vasectomy a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Let's do a survey by gender. Ladies, how we feel about vasectomies? And fellas, how do we feel? A few neutered gentlemen over here. Make some round of applause if you've had a vasectomy. We got 3 sterile heralds over here. Line them up, brothers. You all 3 have them? Yeah. So you guys have the secret handshake. Yeah. No one else in this room? Yeah, there's some fucking liars in here statistically, for sure. That's cool, man. I got one because I wanted to write a dick and ball joke that women could finally relate to and embrace, you know? Because I've been doing, if you know a lot about comedy, you see a lot of guys talking about their dick and balls for too long, and I did it, I was guilty of it, but I want to elevate my art. Bring the women in. You know? I think women can relate to this vasectomy. It's way less invasive than getting tubes tied, right? Like, it's a simple thing. Which, by the way, I didn't know what a scrotum was. I was very confident. I am not even joking. I thought that the human scrotum was the area that runs between your fun hole and your tickly boys. The medical term is the perineum. Does anybody know the street term? Taint. Okay, we got some doctors in here. That's good. Dr. Grundle, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. We have Dr. Gooch is here as well. I didn't know that. I thought, I swear to God, I was mixing, because they told me they were going to be operating on the scrotum, and I assumed, we know what a scrotum is, right? Yeah, I didn't. I didn't know that it was a ball sack. I thought a scrotum was a taint. I thought that they were going to be operating back here. My girlfriend was like, I was wondering why you were so psyched up about it. I mean, not that I was psyched, but I just wasn't scared at all. During the procedure, now that's a different story. I started crying and asked if I could FaceTime my mom. No, actually, that's not true at all. The doctor told me afterwards that it was the most difficult procedure, I was the most difficult case he had ever had, because I was the only patient that he's ever had that's been fully hard the whole time. In America. I don't know what that means. It's a weird thing to say. You guys laugh, so I keep saying it. So after you get the procedure, you guys know, the doctor, or after everything heals, they tell you after a period of 3 months for 20 to 30 ejaculations. You then, because there's intermittent sperm, purgatory sperm, waiting in the shadows to ruin your life, So you gotta get it tested, right? So you wait for 20 to 30 ejaculations. And I immediately started panicking, because I did the math. And I was like, have sex 20 to 30 times over the course of 3 months? What am I, a stallion? Who am I, Tucker Carlson? I can't get it in like that. So I told the doctor, I was like, Doc, I don't know, I'm sexy. He's like, oh no, it can come through masturbation too. And I was like, oh, thank God, I'll have the sample tomorrow morning. I'm stuck to your desk by 9. Love the NFL. NFL's back. But you know what I want to know? What the hell? Why are these quarterbacks, what are they up to licking their fingers so much? What is that? What is on your fingers? That you got to constantly be licking them. Right? What is it?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken? Why is that? There's a commercial?
Yep.
Okay, thank God. I was like, that's about to be very racist. What was I doing a joke about? I don't even know. Action. I'm an idiot. So the NFL, I'm doing licking their fingers, right? If I had one wish, a genie give me one wish, you know what I'd do? Smell those fingers. I'd smell a starting quarterback's fingers. Because you know what it's gonna smell like, right? What did you say?
I said the center.
The center? The center's taint, right? Oh my God. I assumed it would be pussy flavored cake pops. Some people are having a good time. Other people want refunds, but we don't do that here. No refunds. NFL. I read a story last week, it came out in the NFL, Dak Prescott, starting NFL quarterback, he got an 11-hour leg tattoo, right? Which is interesting, but here's the part that's newsworthy. He got anesthesia and went under for 11 hours for this leg tattoo. Yeah, and they interviewed him about it, and this was his quote. He said, "I know people are gonna think I'm crazy, I am crazy, but I ain't scared of nothing. Hey, Dak, I don't think you understand how fear works, man. Nobody's like, motherfucker, I'm not scared of the dentist. Put me under. Put me under. I don't give a shit. I'll take Oxycontin and get my wisdom teeth pulled. I don't give a fuck. I'm so hard, I get medical experts involved. But he had to do it, you know? He had to get that cool tribal Sanskrit leg tattoo that says no pain, no gain. That's cool. That's very cool. Very fun. Think about my dad a lot. I thought I was gonna laugh, but one person said, "Oh," and it just sad and weird. My dad, he's an amazing man. I think about my dad's generation versus mine, like baby boomers versus millennials, and I was a late millennial, don't worry. It was like, let me see your birth certificate. So, my dad, but I just compare, like, I'm 37. My dad was 37. He was already married, successful business, and he already had 3 kids who were, you know, young, but he'd already gotten through getting through raising 3 kids. What am I saying? I'm on PCP right now. Sorry. So, I think about what I've done. Like, I haven't done shit compared to what he's done. And then, like, I think about, like, where am I going to be when I'm 71? Am I going to be as yoked as Leonard? You know, blasting it out to Otis Redding in the basement? Like, even how much he's accomplished now as a 71-year-old. Still married, 45 years, successful business, built from the ground up, thriving, still works 70 hours a week, and still raising a 37-year-old child. That's pretty cool. I just went on vacation with my family in Florida, and I went to a bookstore in Florida, which I did not know existed. I assumed if you got caught reading in Florida, you're burned at the stake. Which? Reading about down here. Sun's out. Put that book away, pussy. Sometimes I feel like Southern hospitality is kind of passive-aggressive. Anybody ever felt that? Like, I went into this bookstore in the South, and I got too high. I like to smoke a lot of weed, and I got way too high before I went in. And I go in, and I immediately realized my mistake, because the manager of the bookstore, she immediately beelines to me. She's like, "Can I help you, hon?" And I was like, "Oh God, I'm too high to be talking to this lady. How do I get her away?" And I was like, "Do you have any book recommendations?" Wrong answer. Because she's like, "Oh yeah, actually, I have a book specifically for you. I spotted it as soon as I saw you walk in." Bible. That's actually a funnier version than I'm about to give. Get up here and sit down and go fuck myself. I'm gonna use that. People always say you can use that. You never use it, but I don't know because you didn't ask me. Thank you. So she hands these books. She's like, "This book's called The Extraordinary Life of Sam Hell. It's about a boy who was born with a condition called ocular albinism, where it causes the irises in his eyes to be red his whole life. So people always look at this boy with these bloodshot eyes and think he is a heathen devil child." I think you could relate. How is that? Alright, well. I'm so pissed off because It was the best book I've ever read. Read it in one night. I can't remember any of it because I smoked a blunt while I was reading it. Really good. I like smoking weed. I love smoking weed. Weed is a gateway drug, though. I used to laugh at that, scoff at that notion. Yeah, exactly. But now I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, no, it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway to feeling bad about things you've done and apologizing. That's what it's a gateway to. It's not a gateway to other drugs. It's a gateway to feeling bad, thinking about shit, right? Like, I didn't realize until after I had smoked a joint that I needed to apologize for something I had did. And I had done. And I have a master's degree in English. Brag alert. Smoked this joint and I was like, oh shit, I should not have lit this joint in the middle of this AA meeting. That was all right, I'm going to do this joke that has not been working, but you guys are a really hot crowd, so I think this is the one that's going to revive it. We're going to revive this joke or it dies forever. So I used to work with a bunch of frat boys when I was in my mid-20s. I was an alcoholic at the time, so I sought out the attention and friendship of the dregs of society. 19, 20, 21-year-old frat bros. And we worked together, and after a shift, we would go to their house parties. I would invite myself over, and it's party time, right? They would do cocaine. That's one drug I always is known as evil. And, but I would get really blackout drunk, right? I'd get really drunk, and I'd try to like make these beefy boys laugh. And, it's, you know what I mean? It's a squad of beef. It's a beef squad. And, they'd make fun of me and Charles. They had Charles the beta, the runt. He was the pledge. He was me and Charles. It's just us versus the world. But one night I go over to their party, and they're all doing cocaine, making fun of Charles. And I'm like, I want to distract the attention from Charles, and I want some attention myself. So I decide, I see a mirror on the table, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to take this mirror and use it as a prop. I'm going to put it on my head. I'm a mirror hat. Everybody, look at me, I'm a mirror hat. Ha ha, ha ha. Nobody laughed, exactly. Instead, everybody went silent, and then that silence quickly turned to rage, because everybody realized at the same moment, including myself, that their entire party's worth of cocaine. Yeah, so we have some drug addicts in here. Get out of I had taken their whole party's worth of cocaine and dumped it into my hair, and that's actually why it looks like this. It's residue. It's jet black normally. It's terrifying. It's one of the most terrifying moments in my life. It was like a real life horror movie. That moment in the horror movie where the monster smells blood and snaps to attention. It was like I had 5 beefed out vamp bros that just all of a sudden turned, locked on me, charged me, surrounded me, and these beefcakes huffed my sweet little curls until the wee hours of the morning. It was absolutely humiliating. The whole time I was like, get off of me, everybody, get the hell off of me. Everybody off, let Charles have a sniff. It's Charles' turn. The joke's actually not bad, I just need to cut the last part out. Nobody likes Charles the beta. I know. Poor Charles. You guys are a hot couple. Are we together? Nice. How long have we been together? 5 years. Cool. And what do we do what are your names?
I'm Jen. This is Ron.
Jen and Ron. And what do you do, Jen?
I am a CrossFit coach.
CrossFit coach. Nice. Well, I'm something of a couch potato. I can't really relate to that, Jen, but what about you, Ron? You look beefed out.
I own the gym.
You own the gym. Jen. And you're both very attractive. I'd love to watch you have sex after this. If you're so yeah, so you guys very physically. How much you squat, Ron? Less than you? How much you diddly squat? All right. That's cool. Okay, and you guys are both passionate about fitness. I love that. And what do we like about each other? I know that's a weird question to put you on the spot.
He's really cute.
He is cute. Yeah. Kind of a superficial answer, but that's okay. I like that. I like that. Let's objectify men for once. Let's get it. I'll get him up here and slap his ass around if you want me to. No, I won't. I'm not touching anyone. I'm not going to jail tonight. Not again. Yeah, so they're having a little side bet about it. I like that. These are my boys. Vasectomy Bros' sons over here. That's cool. Back from the dead. What am I talking about? So, and what about you, Ron?
What do I like about her?
Yeah.
She made me wait.
She made you wait?
Yeah, she turned me down the first time.
Oh, you like what you can't have. I like that. I like that. Okay. Exotic Jen. And hot Ron. Sweet. Cool. Well, crowd work portion of the show is complete. I think I pretty much fucking nailed it. Time for the crowd merch pitch. I like to let the crowd know what's going on during the show. Piece by piece. These koozies, they say call your mother. She's dead. It wasn't for you specifically. Just get a Ouija board or something. It's sweet. No, I'm sorry for this. I need to make something say my mom's dead. So give them to your siblings or children, you know, whatever. It's a fun way to troll your family on Christmas, right? Figure out who the deadbeat is in the family, or cross out mother and write whatever you want, you know? Ghostbusters. They're pay what you want, a few bucks, $100. I don't know, flex on me in front of your crew. Saving all that money on childcare. Put a few in my coffers. I will say, I don't want to make it weird, but on a real note, if I don't make $4,079 in merch sales tonight, I will not get my son back, okay? Some people are laughing, some other people look very concerned, so probably a good time to specify that my son's not real, okay? Not to me anymore if I don't make $4,079 tonight. Some very bad men have Little Richard. Okay, it's my son. Yeah, I named him Little Richard. I guess I'm a bad dad. That's great. And if after the show, I can't believe I have to clarify this, but Leah and I are going to be set up over there with some merch. If you don't want to buy any merch, but you're walking by and you want to say hi, or just take a picture, or even just say hi, please, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, don't even look at me. Keep it moving! I can't afford people asking dumbass questions. What's it like to do comedy? I mean, logistics, boring! Figure me out the logistics to get me some weed so I can smoke a hot stinky pickle with the staff out back. Also, if you have weed, fast pass, front of the line. So Sorry, I got distracted for a second. One of the vasectomy bros is in logistics. Yeah. What is logistics?
I distribute narcotics.
You distribute narcotics? Yeah. Laughing after he said it. That's so funny. What if he really did? That'd be a good cover.
I do.
Okay, the way he said it that time, I believe it. I'm scared of this guy now. I'm gonna turn over here. That's cool, dude. That's cool. All right. Second round of crowd work complete. Not as good as the first round. With Jen and Ron. It's all right. What am I doing? I got a few more jokes for you. Yeah, let that cough out. That's all right. That's cool. Love that. Okay, I got a new joke here. Let me think of it. Loading. Buffering. Action! You guys into bumper stickers, or? I think there's a direct correlation between how many bumper stickers you have and how much mental illness you have. It's okay, there's nothing wrong. But, you know my favorite bumper sticker? Student driver. Student driver is a fun bumper sticker, right? Because it emotes different things to different people. You know? Student driver is meant to say to the world, hello, I'm a student of the road. Please help me, teach me, guide me through your example. Some of the population doesn't read that like that. Some of you psychos, much like me, read a student driver bumper sticker and we just turn into Denzel Washington from Training Day. Oh, you want to learn? Let's learn, young man. And then you run him off the road, force him to smoke PCP. I would do my Denzel impression, but it's pretty regrettable. I derailed my set last night. Okay, I'll do it. But after these bombs, they told me to do it. There it goes. Denzel Washington from Training Day.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me, motherfucker! This chess, this ain't checkers.
Thank you. I'm going to do one more. So I've been seeing a therapist recently, and okay, no, I don't want to do that one. My closer is a different one. Okay, so my sister, older sister's big sis is about to come on stage. Yeah, we're your brother and sister, huh? Prove it. Show us them jennies. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, I was having a good set the rest of the night. Just remember I had one dud. Who gives a shit? We'll edit it out. Okay, let me start over. My sister's awesome. I've always looked up to Leah. She has always been a role model to me. I followed her into comedy. A lot of the beliefs I have are because of her. I'm a feminist because of her. Always gets a laugh. Yeah. But she's awesome. And when I became successful over this last year, in my brain just now, she has become very successful over the course of the last year. And she's been at comedy for a very long time. She's worked her ass off. She works harder than anyone I know. She's nicer than anyone I know, right? All the ingredients to succeed. And she has finally, over 15, 16 years of toiling, she's finally gotten successful. Because of social media, she is now, yes. We were doing tours 2 years ago where not a single person was coming to see us. Nobody knew who we were. And now she's selling out clubs and venues all across the country, and it's amazing. And she could have been very selfish with that success, but she has chose to share it with her little brother and help bring me up and along with her. And now, I know I am going to be successful, because all of you fuckers are going to follow me on social media. Yes. But it's amazing to see how she has helped try to bring me up and along with her. Because we do these tours, and I've argued with her, like, I should open for you, you should headline. She's insisted no, we co-headline, we split the pay, we split the time 50-50. She's insisted on it. She won't have it any other way. And even though 95% of the people are there to see her, or here to see her tonight, but she wants to make me feel included and part of her success. And that, yes, it's sweet, it's amazing, and I can't think of anything more refreshing as a feminist than somebody finally helping a straight white man for once. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.